And we're back.
And we're back. Welcome to another episode of Brooklyn Boys Radio.
Radio. Yo, we fools, man. What's up, man? I'm fine, thank you.
That's great to hear.
And yourself?
I'm doing expeditiously well.
It's extremely great.
How are you out there in YouTube land?
Yes, how the fuck are you?
How's your week been?
Good. We gonna shout out Dusty Ass Suave and Punk Ass C-Note.
Shout out to Swizzle and Cino.
And I don't know what Funky Ass,
Shanice,
she's out there somewhere
Wood Steezy.
thinking, and then shout out to Woodstack. Oh, Ada, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Ada.
Happy motherfucking midget birthday.
Backhanded.
She gonna be so tight at that shit. And I don't give a fuck, Ada. Happy birthday. I gave you your gift already. Don't say nothing to me, nigga. She said she got a boyfriend. I smack your boyfriend.
That sounds like a challenge to me.
She
You
gonna
better hope that he's not an emotional man.
Oh man, hey, you better not. You know, Ada gonna be so tight. And look, I said your name 10 times already, Ada. You gotta say Ada name 100 times for her to be satisfied. Ada. That's enough, Ada? All right, that's enough for Ada.
Okay.
Yeah, my week was good, man. I had a smooth week, man. I had a lot going on, man. A lot going on. What did I do? Went to this UFT Federation of Teachers thing the other day with my bishop. Shout out to Bishop Hezekiah Walker. Shout out to, I'm thinking about telling Bishop to come on the show.
That'd be interesting.
That'd be interesting. You know what I'm saying? I think it'd be one of the realest shows he ever been on, though, like on some
I think so, because, you know, we ain't going to
hold back
hold
and
no
have real
punches
questions.
on questions.
But Bishop cool, though. I think he'd give us some different perspective on how to look at things, you know what I'm saying? And maybe he could get some different perspective from us, too. You never know. You know,
I think it's necessary, man.
he a hood dude, so, you know, maybe he should get it, you know what I mean?
The world is changing. I need help understanding it.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, shout out to Bishop Hezekiah Walker. Shout out to Ma. Reese, what's up, Ma? She don't like me when I call her Reese, but my godmother, Reese. Shout out to Eleanor. She did a wonderful job at the UFT luncheon that they had the other day. And, yeah, man, it was good. That was cool. And then I went to the Barclay.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. You went to the Cat Williams
Cat Williams,
show.
yeah.
I was supposed to go to that, actually. And then at the last minute, I was like, you know, you get to... yeah. Sometimes you commit to something, then that day you be like...
You don't want to.
Yeah, you know how I am.
Yeah, I went down there, man. I had a good time, man. We had a real good time. The show was funny. Monique was very funny. Kat was funny, too. Yeah, had a good time. I just enjoyed the free food that I was eating, bro. I had mad free food, bro. I don't know if you saw my Instagram. I put mad free food. I was just showing off the free food. It wasn't about the concert. It was really about the free food. Like, nah. Y'all niggas can't handle this free food.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I had a lot of free food, so that was good. Sunday, I went to church.
Yeah, you ain't been to church in a very... You used to go to church religiously.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, then you became a heathen.
Nah, I don't think I became a heathen, but I just stopped going to church. And we could talk about that with Bishop if I get him on the show. He told me to call him. I told him I'm gonna tell him to come down the show. He says, "Son, just call me." I don't know if that was real or not. You know, I know if I got the industries that call.
So,
I
wait,
got
hold
the
on. How
right.
you gonna call the bishop industry, bro?
You know, Bishop, he in the industry, in the gospel industry. You know what I'm saying?
He's in the gospel
In the
industry.
gospel industry. So I don't know if I got that.
I mean, I would like to believe that the bishop is a man of his word.
No. He always been a solid dude with me, though. I will say that he's always been super solid with me. And we'll talk about some of that stuff when we get him on the show, like some of the stuff. I'll let him tell y'all. But yeah. So did that. Then I had to go to the doctor today. So they tell me I got to get surgery on my back. Yo, y'all be careful with them deadlifts and all that squatting and all that.
So don't do the deadlifts.
All
bro.
that heavyweight stuff, man. It'll catch up to you, especially when you 40 great, and it'll catch up to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they thinking that they said I got to get surgery. So might be out of commission, but not for long though. Nothing crazy, nothing extensive. So yeah, that. And then I was a real fat ass today. I should have put I got this big back shirt. Shout out to Jessica, she made for me.
A big back shirt.
Yeah, because me and Jessica, we go all around the country to go find different food and shit. You know how we do. So on Instagram, they had this cinnamon spot. It's called Sunday Mornings. And it'd be mad crowded, line be around the corners in the Lower East Side. So since I was in the city and I already paid that congestion pricing, so I'm like, fuck it, I'm getting my money worth. And what I will say, the city, I don't know if you've been down there, it move a little smoother. It ain't that many cars.
Think?
Yeah, it's definitely a difference.
I mean, honestly, anytime I've gone to the city, I've driven to the city a couple of times over the last couple of weeks, and I really don't know, but I wasn't looking to see the difference. So.
Okay, yeah. So we went to Sunday morning. I went to Sunday morning this morning, and I got me.
You went to Sunday morning, Monday morning?
Yeah, Monday morning. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I got me like 5 of their things, and I discovered they all the same. They all the same Cinnabon. This was like different toppings and stuff like that, but it's all the same base inside. Then I got on some real fat shit. I'm like, fuck it, I'm in the city. So I went to the Golden Diner for those pancakes. You know those pancakes they be showing on Instagram? So I wanted to do all my Instagram fat shit one day.
Crazy.
So I got a box of those, packed those up in the car. And I got parking twice on the street, so you know I'm rolling.
Look at that. Life is good.
Yeah, I paid the little toll meter thing, but I got parking on the street. So I went in there, and then that shit was a 2.5 hour wait. So
You waited 2.5 hours?
Yeah, because I had a conference. See, I had a conference call for like 45 minutes. So I took the conference call while I sat in the car. Then I had to write out the show. So I did that. That took me about an hour. And then I slept for the next 30-something minutes. And then my phone went off. I got up, went in there. And I was pissed off. Not pissed off, but I didn't know you could like order to go. Because there was so much commotion in there. Like it was mad people out there. But it was like 2 to 3 hours per wait.
Was it worth it?
And this is what I would tell you. The pancakes are good, but they just pancakes. They
What else would they be?
Nah, but like
Would you thought they were going to change your life?
No. So if you eat my pancakes, people notice when they eat it, be like, damn, what you put in this? It ain't got no what you put in this. It's just
pancakes.
It's just pancakes. They're lighter, they're a little fluffier, and they spongy. So I will tell you that. So it's a good pancake. I don't know if it's a 2.5 hour wait pancake. So, another thing they promote is the wings. Yeah, the wings was cool. They ain't the dive like you get the wings anyway. You know what I'm saying? My wings are better than those wings too. But listen, man. For the Instagram hype, I do shout out all the influencers that make these places hot though, because the amount of lines that I see at all these hot spots now.
Influencers. There's a new spot opening up in Westbury called Post 270. Y'all need to go check that out too, man.
Yeah, when it's open, we got to get y'all out there because it's a spot. I was by the Bar Clay the other day. I ain't never seen it. And then the girl showed me this thing. She was like, yeah, that's that pasta spot. It's on Fulton somewhere.
What spot? On Fulton?
It's like, that line was down the block.
Where?
On Fulton. I don't know. It's right across the street from where Mr. But the Red Velvet nigga used to be at. What's the Red Velvet guy?
Cake Man Raven.
Cake Man Raven is across the street from over there.
Wait, what was it called? They had changed it. It wasn't Pieces of Velvet.
Yes, but it was across the street from
Across the street from there?
Yeah.
It's a pasta place?
Pasta place.
I gotta check that out.
Yeah, it's a pasta place right there. That line was crazy. I'm like, what that line is for? Pasta. I'm like, pasta? Like, yeah, some YouTuber made it hot again, or some Instagram or TikToker made it hot. And, you know what I mean? So, yeah, TikTokers can change y'all niggas' lives out there.
Definitely. Definitely.
So that was my week in a nutshell, and now we here, bro.
I had my first therapy session last week.
They told you it was crazy yet?
No, I haven't figured that out yet.
Oh, okay, as long as they gonna get to it. So, man or woman?
Black woman.
Okay,
My therapist is a black woman. It was interesting. Didn't feel like therapy. I was just telling her, like, a lot about my life, and she was just like,
She do use a bad bag of dope. That's what she's like.
She was like, interesting.
So many niggas you robbed and all that shit?
No, I haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah, okay.
I haven't gotten there yet.
How many niggas you pistol whipped?
I haven't gotten there yet.
What about like torturing other cats and shit like that?
No, I haven't gotten there yet.
So what the fuck did you talk about?
We talked a little bit about my upbringing, relationship with my moms. We talked about my kids. You know, talked about relationships. I mean, it's only an hour.
Talked about me?
No.
Why won't you talk about me?
The hell?
Like one of the most important things in your fucking life, nigga. Fuck you talking about?
This guy's crazy.
See, that's the problem. See, without me, his life would be in shambles.
Yeah,
bro.
but I'm looking forward to this journey of introspection, right?
I think you should
and
do
you know what's cool, what's so cool, right? So I've been doing this. I'm reading this book called The Artist's Way, and The Artist's Way is literally like a program of resurging your creativity, right? And there's every week I have to do what's called an artist date, right? And an artist date is literally going to do something, kind of taking my inner child out on a field trip. That's what it basically is supposed to be. And Sunday morning I got up, and when I was young, because you know I grew up on Argyle Road between Church and Caton, which is like 2 blocks from Prospect Park. And when I was young, I used to go to Prospect Park all the time and go fishing. Right, so Sunday morning when I got up, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go to Prospect Park and go sit by the lake for a while. And when I got to Flatbush, I just thought about, you know what, before I go to Prospect Park, like my aunt used to live on Oakland Place, between Tilden and Snyder. And I used to spend summers over there. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go to my aunt's old block. And I parked up and I walked down the block. And it was just so nostalgic, and I got all these memories of when I was a kid. And then, you know, I went to like all the blocks that I used to hang out at when I was younger, and then I went to Prospect Park. And it's just so crazy because in the midst of this, you know, walking around in all these places, I just caught myself smiling for no reason because all these memories that were coming to my mind. But it's just so crazy how when you think back to when you were a child, like these places seemed so big, but now like they just seem so small. You know what I mean? Perspective is a crazy thing, but yeah, but I enjoyed it. You know, I'm on this journey of introspection right now. You know, just to kind of get to know myself better, and just a journey of healing. I don't know what needs to heal, but everybody needs healing. You know. Yeah. This guy's crazy.
Yo, man, just take it in, bro. Just listen, bro. Just listen. Just listen, man.
You know?
Namaste, my nigga. Namaste.
That's right. Caterpillar trying to turn to a butterfly, bro.
I hear that. Fly, butterfly, fly.
Fly, butterfly, fly.
Butterflies in the sky.
I could fly just
Twice
as high.
No, twice as high.
Whatever.
It's in a book.
Take a look, nigga. It's in a book.
Read a rainbow.
I can do anything. And then he went to Star Trek.
Yo, that was a dope dude, man.
LeVar Burton?
LeVar Burton.
Geordie.
Nah, Kunta.
Geordie from Star Trek.
Kunta.
Remember? Yeah, he was Kunta Kinte.
Yeah. What's your name? Kunta Kinte. What's your name? Kunta Kinte. What's your name? Kunta Kinte. What's your name? Toby.
Yo, bro.
Remember that shit?
Like when I watched 12 Years a Slave,
Oh, that shit was
all I could think is like, no, these niggas would have had to kill. Yo, there's no way. And this is how I know there's a lot they keep out of history. Because there's no way the niggas wasn't killing white people every day, bro. Because there's no way I could have lived through that.
I don't think niggas can go back to slavery, though.
Hell no, are you crazy?
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of dead people in the street.
Yo, son.
You're not beating me in a submission like that.
Bruh.
I might as well just die.
Bruh.
Y'all not, God forbid,
You gonna have to
my
you
kid,
gonna have
none
to
of that
kill
shit.
me.
Like, you gonna have to kill me, bro.
You gonna have to kill me.
Yeah. I think, you know something? I think white people probably just got to leave it the way it is right now, right? Because y'all put back slavery, you're going to see black people come together.
They can't put it back.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. You want to see black people get back together? Put that slavery, like that physical slavery. Not the mental shit. Put that shit, physical shit. You going to tell a nigga go pick cotton or tell a nigga he could go hang from a
Niggas
tree.
walk up to you in the street and just slap the shit out you. Be like, what you looking at, boy?
Yeah.
And you be like, sorry, sir.
No, that ain't happening. That ain't going to happen. That's not happening.
Yo.
So yeah, y'all gotta leave it
In
right
front of
where
your kid, in front of your woman.
Fuck outta here.
Nigga just come in your house,
rape
have
your
sex
chick.
with your woman right
Yeah.
there in front of you.
Fuck
Would
outta
you look
here.
at that boy? Nothing, sir.
Yeah, ain't no stepping fetch your hair. That ain't gonna
Yo,
happen, bro.
bruh. Nah.
That ain't happening. Son.
We-
I don't think you can have slavery right now.
We
It's not-
dying for hours, bro. I'm sorry.
Niggas is rebelling quick.
That's
that physical slave.
Yo, bro, it's never going there.
No, I'm just saying. If a nigga goes, yo, y'all niggas gotta go pick cotton.
But you know what's sad? Let me tell you what's sad, though.
What's that?
More of us would allow it to happen than would rebel. That's the sad part.
Nah, I doubt that.
Okay.
I don't see that. I think, and I also feel like the ones that will accept it, there be so much rebelling going, they would jump right. It had to jump in.
Let me tell you what's the crazy thing. The crazy thing is the people that we call the worst out of society, all the niggas we call criminals and drug dealers would be the ones on the front line fighting against that shit. And all the other motherfuckers, I'm telling you.
Nah, I don't believe that. I disagree with you there.
Okay.
But it's not gonna happen.
Okay.
And these little YNs ain't having it.
No, but this is what I'm saying. The dudes that are considered the worst of society would be the ones on the front line.
I don't know. Let's get into these topics, bro. That nigga's gonna bring the worst out of me at the beginning of the show.
Hey.
Talking about the little YNs, got a question for you, man. Is having a good kid, is there a difference in having a good kid and that kid also being responsible? Is those two things are one of the same? And the reason why I ask you that, I noticed, I see an influx of good kids happen like this nowadays. I see the bad ones and I see a lot of the good ones. But I was having a conversation with some kids the other day, and he was telling me about his mom. He's always on his back with this, but he go to school, he come home, he got a little job after school, and he's like, yo, my mother want me to do this, she want me to clean up, she want me to do this, she want me to take care of my little brother. I don't got time to do that, but I'm a good kid. And I'm like, yo, you being a good kid doesn't constitute you being good, like getting good grades in school and all that. There's still a responsibility that come with other parts of your life. Going to school is one thing. That's your job that you got to do. That's like me going, yo, I'm great at work, but I don't come home and take care or pay the bills or do things like that. And I think a lot of times our parents, especially us, we don't set our kids up that way nowadays. I think we got so mad at chores. We got so mad at, have to come in at a certain time or not being able to have the best sneakers or the best clothes. We give our kids so much. And I think these kids are entitled. And yeah, they might be good students, but they tell you things like you were just talking to me. Well, that's not okay if my father yells at me like that. I'm his child. That's not okay if my dad put his hands on my mom. But what do you mean? That's not okay. What are you talking about? Like these kids, I just think they have a different sense of what's the word I'm looking for, Mo?
Entitlement.
Entitlement. Yes.
I think it all depends on what your definition of responsibility is. Like as far as the whole watching the younger siblings thing, I've always kind of been against that. I don't think, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that a child shouldn't help their parent, right? But I don't think that that's a child's job to be a babysitter. And maybe it's because I've seen extreme cases where kids have become living babysitters. You understand? And
Yeah.
You know what's funny? And I remember when I had my youngest daughter, I tried to stay so conscious of that, right? Like, if I woke up and I needed to go to the gym, I stayed very conscious of not making my older daughter become a babysitter all the time. Like I would literally, if I needed to leave her with her sister, I would ask her, babe, are you okay with that? You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't make it a thing that she had to do. Like I left it to her discretion. And I also stayed mindful of it. Like if I wanted to go to the gym in the morning and my daughter would sleep, I would literally wait until she woke up. You understand what I'm saying? To ask her. And it's simply because, bro, that's not her child. I do agree to some, I do agree that to some degree, she should pitch in. You understand what I'm saying? And as her dad and as the one that takes care of everything, if I need her help, she should be willing to help me. But I think that there's a fine line, you understand, between you teaching your child to pitch in and you using your kid to a degree. And once again, I'm saying that maybe that's my experience only because I've seen kids used as living babysitters.
Yeah, I see. I think a lot of you, and I'm glad you're getting that therapy because I think a lot of times when we talk, you talk from these extreme measures, right? And you make those things become your reality. And I think if that's not your intent,
He said, "I'm glad you get."
yeah, too. Because you make a lot of those things that happen or things you see.
because
I understand. I know where you come from.
It happens a lot.
No, but I understand where you're coming from. But I disagree again.
Yo, listen.
Hold on. Wait.
I just want to say it happens a lot. Like, even how many times have you seen kids used as living babysitters, bro?
I don't.
I've seen it multiple times. I see it all the time.
And I also think, and that's why I think the kids are messed up, and I think that the next generation after these kids are gonna probably even be worse off, because see, our parenting becomes softer, and what we used to use to make the kids responsible for one another, you have to also be accountable for your little brother.
Yeah, I agree.
That's not also when you babysit or you watching your little brother for a second or your little sister. It's creating a couple of things. It's creating you to know how to take care of yours when you get older. It's creating the bond. Me watching my brother. So you're a little brother. I'm an older brother. That made me.
Yeah, but I had a million little cousins. I used to watch all the goddamn
It just made me more responsible for my brother, and I was always my brother's keeper, right? So for me, it made me more responsible. My mother giving me chores. I keep my house a certain way.
Of course.
Yeah, it's not my mother going, oh, you the maid. Oh, they taking responsibility of the kid and they making the maid.
See, but that's not what I'm talking about.
But it's all encompassed. Everybody, like you said, everybody got to play their part in the household. Everybody has to play the part. Just like I got to play the part to go pay the bills and get this stuff. Yeah, I had the extra kids. Yeah, we all made mess. But we all help us to one another. Go back to Bible scripture. What's it? Dang. I can't remember the scripture totally, but it's like each joint supply it.
And this was Sunday religion.
No. Each joint supply it. Mainly, basically, the
teamwork.
Yeah, the teamwork make the dream work. So we forget about that, and I feel so scared. If we scared of this generation right here, and they complaining about the work, because each generation get a little softer. What is their kids gonna be like? Because they don't have no responsibility.
Yeah, but I think there needs to be balance, because on one hand, for me, there's certain things that's uncompromisable. Like, nigga, I don't give a damn how old my kids is. Like, the disrespect isn't played with. The whole entitlement of your parent can't speak to you. Nah, bro, I ain't with none of that. Like, I'll whip my kids' ass no matter how old they are. Like, it is what it is. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? And that's because, like, but at the same time, I also understand that, look, our parents raised us a certain way. And yes, it worked for us. But there's some things that our parents did that just because we survived it, my nigga, doesn't mean it was right. No parent is perfect at parenting. Our parents made mistakes just like everybody. You understand what I mean? And at the end of the day, for me, it's not even about making things easy, but like I always say, I try to be a more realistic version of the parent that I always wished that I had. And what I mean by that is, when I was 12, I wanted my mother to let me run the streets at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna be a more realistic version of the parent. So which means I'm gonna come to parenting with a little more understanding.
Yeah, like I said, man, even one of the reasons why I don't like dating those younger women sometimes is because it's like, they mothers didn't never teach them. Like, you start getting girls like in their late 20s, early 30s or mid 20s, however you want to do it. They don't have those skills, bro. And even some of the older ones, because they don't want to do the work. So I watch this, like, my daughter, she has a boyfriend, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying her job is to cook and clean, but she don't cook. My daughter don't cook in my house. Like, I do all the cooking.
Now let me ask you a question.
Hold on, let me finish. I do all the cooking. So I go, wait a minute. When she becomes a wife, is she gonna ever cook?
But to some degree, both their jobs is to cook and clean.
I'm not saying that both a job. Like I just told you, I cook, right? I clean. But what I'm saying to you is, if she don't have the skill set, because when my mother used to go to work, my mother used to say, yo, Tariq, make sure that you gotta wash up and season the chicken up before when I come home, I could cook it. So I learned to cook because my mother had to come home from work, and my job was to either clean the meat and put, chop up the whatever. I was like the shoe chef. You know what I'm saying?
Did you wear a dress when you did it?
Shut up. I had to chop up the tomatoes, the onions,
Yeah.
have all that stuff ready.
It's funny you say that because my mother never, it was me and my two older brothers. My mother never made us cook, right?
Yeah.
But as I got older, I was like, damn, I wish I would have stayed in the kitchen with my mother because then I would have knew how to make Haitian food. You know what I mean?
And my daughter and I go, yo, sometimes I go, I hope whoever she get, man, don't send her back home, man. You know what I mean? Because, it's my fault because I never implemented it. Like, I never said, yo, you got to do it because I knew that, I ain't like that shit when my mother was doing it. And sometimes
and even just that too, it's also, you enjoy cooking. Like,
no, I do.
You don't mind doing it.
I do. And I do tell her to come in the kitchen and watch me. She always like, Dad, teach me how to do this. Come and watch. And then she off on that computer. And like, yo, you didn't watch nothing. So I'm just saying, a lot of times we do that to our kids and we just see slacking. Like in this kid case, they was just saying they didn't want to clean and I'm not a cleaner. Yo, you make mess in this house too, nigga.
My daughter's the queen of Uber Eats, bro, and DoorDash. Bro.
And this is the thing I'm saying. So if we eating garbage now, we sick, right? And we probably live longer if we cook better food and cook our food. What's gonna happen to their kids? What they're gonna teach? What's the lesson? What do you teach to your kids?
But let me tell you what's sad. And I was telling somebody this the other day. Do you know that in the last 2 decades, we're losing our culture? Think about how you grew up, right? How much culture there was in your upbringing. And think about how your kids are growing up these days. And just looking around, like the entire culture of us, Black people, whether it's American, Caribbean, yo, bro, this last generation is probably the least Caribbean Caribbeans. You get what I'm saying? Like, we losing our culture more and more with each generation. And I don't know if it's that we're becoming more Americanized, because, we are in America. But I think that there's less of our culture infused with every single generation.
Yeah, I just think we got to do better. We got to be more mindful and stop thinking about what we didn't like and find that, like you said in the beginning, that balance. Like, we got to find a balance. It's not a problem. Listen, I had to stay home and watch my little brother all the time, but he was a year and a half younger, so we was watching each other. But I had to stay home sometimes. And sometimes I had to learn that everything just ain't to my beck and call, and I have to figure out problem solving. And I think that, a lot of our kids, I see a lot of kids complain about the stupidest stuff. I'm like, what you mad about? Because they don't know how to have problem solve. They never been through nothing, because we make it easier for you every step we get. Like, we make it easier and easier.
But
you know what I'm saying?
But look, man, I think we were too much to the left and they're too much to the right, right? And I always say this. I'm like, my daughter's 21, never had a fight in her life. By the time I was 10, I probably had 100 fights. you understand what I'm like? I'm too much to the left and she's too much to the right.
We gotta find that balance.
You know what I'm saying? You got to find that balance, because at the end of the day, like, I would prefer her grow up the way she grew up than the way I grew up. But at the same time, if she's ever confronted by something like that, how is she going to handle herself?
I want to move on to the next topic, but I will say this. And I think those words are hurting us more and more, like the mental health, ADD.
Of course.
Like, they keep them.
They're cop-outs.
And these kids cop out. And I think the bully did us more justice than these words.
More than anything, bro.
Because they don't know how to deal with anything.
Yeah.
And we keep protecting.
The bully taught us how to overcome challenges.
Listen, and we deal with the shit. And I think those things are made up for school, for in your house. But it don't set you up for the real life. Because as soon as you kick them out the door and they outside and the challenge, something happened crazy on the train, they don't even know how to respond.
They don't know how to handle conflict.
Or they go to their job and their boss is doing something. They don't know how to, because it doesn't translate the same way outside in the real world. And I think we did a disservice for a lot of our children. And a lot of us not going to see it. And I'm not blaming nobody, but I used to hear, and big up to Charlamagne, he used to always talk about this mental health. And I think he's one of the co-founders of mental health. You know what I'm saying? With that whole slogan. And they did that shit without creating the balance of it, because now you gave these kids an excuse, and they don't. I see so many of these kids, they don't know how to resolve conflict. They do not know how to regulate.
Every argument isn't toxic. Every disagreement isn't.
And they don't know how to, and they don't know how to regulate their emotions. So yeah, y'all was doing it. Cause I remember when like they was talking, especially Charlamagne. I used to live Breakfast Club all the time, and me and my man. But he's the bully and the bully. No, you needed that shit. And that shit was necessary.
That shit was a rite of passage.
And now they don't know how to deal with anything. These kids just get upset that the minute things, this conflict resolution, they can't do it.
But I also think this is the reason why, yo, bro, in our time, and bullies were bad in our time, bro, but kids weren't, and I'm not making light of this, but kids weren't taking their own lives back then because of a bully.
No.
You understand what I'm
saying? You dealt
that
shit.
Bro, you got to a point where you couldn't take it no more and you confronted your bully, y'all fought, and then 9 times out of 10, your bully became one of your friends.
And I'm not calling Charlamagne. This ain't got nothing to do with him because I know I just said his name a couple times when I said this. I think, how I want to pose this. I think all the sucker kids, and I don't want to call them suckers, but all the sucker kids, there was so many of them, they took that shit and ran with it. Mm-hmm. And they made that shit more popular.
They made that be cool.
Cool. And it's really not. Like, no, y'all took the sucker way out. Nobody's dealing with nothing. Like everybody. That's why Trump succeeds the way he succeeds. Because he's a classic bully. He's going to do what the fuck he want to do. And everybody's flustered. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to do.
Because he don't give a fuck.
He don't give a fuck. He's like, yo. And they don't know what to do. And y'all complain about the Democrats. Because they don't, all these liberals and shit, they don't know how to handle shit. Because they too fucking liberal. And they don't know how to go.
Because what it is they're so used to, once they get together in the group and they outnumber the bully, like the bully
backs down.
And he's
like, yeah, all right, fuck y'all niggas. All right, cool. I'm gonna show y'all niggas. One bully will take out 25 of you motherfuckers. And that's the problem. People don't be, and see, you go mask that shit for so long, what you want to call it, and all y'all names y'all want to call it. But when something that's more powerful for you, something that's more challenging for you is gonna take over because y'all don't know how to deal with it. Y'all don't know how to deal with conflict. Y'all don't know how to make resolution happen. I see this, and I don't know how we got to this part, the administration. I see this administration, they just running like chickens with their head cut off. They don't know what to do with this nigga Trump. They don't know what to do with him.
Yeah.
And that nigga don't give a fuck. I ain't never seen no president. I don't know how we got here from that, kind of, but I ain't never seen this nigga sign so many executives. I didn't even know you could do shit the shit he doing. Yo, give me that paper. I'm sorry. What you say we could do? This nigga don't give a fuck. And whether it's true or not, he putting the fear of death in these niggas. And they don't know what to do. But that's because y'all liberal. And that's what I mean. I don't know what the next generation going to do if they don't go, wait a minute.
Well, you know what they say? They say hard times make strong men make easy times, and easy times make weak men, and then weak men make hard times, and then the cycle repeats.
On that note, we're going to go to the next topic because we could be here on this one all day. So let me ask you this question. Do you think women have problem? I hear a lot of girls talking about they have a problem finding good men. Do you think they have a problem finding good men in your opinion because they like assholes?
I think, I don't know if I'd say that they like assholes, but I think that people these days kind of tend to only want people that don't want them, or like it has to be some type of pursuit. But at the same time, I think the reason women have trouble finding a husband is because men are looking for a wife. I think it has nothing to do with them liking assholes.
I think women sometimes treat their men like a pair of jeans they can't fit. They still squeeze into them.
I don't know what the hell that means.
You ever seen a woman who be jumping up and down? She trying to get in that pants and she twitching and at the night she got circulation problems in her legs and all this shit too tight. She got to bust up on her pants because it really don't fit, but she making it fit. And I think a lot of times, sometimes, especially in this day and age, all these women want the dude with the bread. They want my nigga gotta have some money, or she want the fine nigga or the nigga with those cars, fly car, fly house. Some niggas come with problems, bro. And not saying that. I think, and I'm a man, so I think sometimes the more a man has more.
The more options he has.
The more options he has, so the more asshole he could tend to be. So when you want that type of shit, that shit come with a certain type of behavior sometimes. You know what I'm saying to you? And I'm not telling you all the time, but more times than not, that comes with a certain type of level of behavior you're gonna get from a dude.
But I think it's not, the issue isn't the fact that they want a man with those things. I think it's the fact that they prioritize a man having those things over character, right? Because there's men who have all of that who still have good character, right? But the problem with women is that as long as a man checks off these boxes, they really don't give a damn about his character. Like, like you said, he could be an ass. He could not be the nicest person. They don't give a fuck. It's like, as long as it's transactional, right? As long as they getting something out of it. I also think that that these days people have this unrealistic perspective, right? It's like they have this image of this perfect person in their head that everybody has to compete with, which there's nothing wrong with having an image of the person that's perfect for you. But the problem a lot of times is that perfection is dependent upon how much that person does what you desire. And I think that that's unrealistic. Like, God didn't place nobody on this earth to cater to you. God placed everybody here to find their own happiness. And the key is to find a person who their pursuit of happiness coincides with yours, right? But I think a lot of people are looking for someone that just basically checks off all of their boxes, which is someone who's willing to give them everything that they desire, right? And I'm just gonna go one step further. I think a lot of times women pray for a certain type of man, right? And then they get that type of man. But at no point did they ever think about the fact that the man that you're asking for is going to require from you just as much.
Yeah, those women don't prepare themselves for the type of man that they want.
Yeah.
And I think, listen, it's so funny. I dibble dabble on the dating apps and shit like that.
Dibble dabble?
Dibble and dabble on the dating apps. And I was talking to this young lady, and she was like, we were kicking it back and forth on a dating app, right? And she was like, look, man, I don't give out my number. I don't do Instagram. All I want to do is meet up. So I said, I ain't really comfortable with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know who you are. Like, and we talking via text. So, they got on this app, it has the voice note. So we start using the voice note. She's like, well, we using the voice note. I said, well, I really don't know who you are. I didn't get the time out to even have a real, true conversation with you. I said, these apps are dangerous, right? Like, you could meet me and I could just make you disappear. You're going to be like, who you met with? You know what I'm saying? It'll beat you up or do something crazy to you, God forbid. And you're going to be like, yo, who do you meet with? Some guy from the app. And it's not my picture. It's not my.
You don't know my first name, last name.
You don't know nothing about me. You just met me. Well, I'm going to meet with you in the open area. I said, yo, listen. The reason why we starting off this thing wrong, because everything is I, right? This is all she required. She didn't give a fuck what I needed, and it's supposed to be reciprocated. And now I'm understanding to what you're saying, but you also got to hear what I'm saying. So I was talking to this other young lady a couple of weeks ago, and we just kicking it, and this one I know in person, and she's telling me like, yo, I want to do this, and I want my man to be like this, and I want this, and I don't think I want a man to do this, and if he does this, then he got to be this way. So I let her keep going. So I said, you know something? In all that conversation, not one time, you said, this is who I am. This is what I can bring to the table. What should he expect from me? You didn't say any of that. You keep telling me and I want, and I'm like, yo, not one time. So you girls, yes, sometimes put out this wonderful checklist of things that you want, but you're not even preparing yourself for that person and what they want. So it's like, yo, give me everything you got, and I see if I show up to the party.
I agree
because
I always say everything I expect from a woman, I'm already being. And I think that that's the problem. It's like there's such a high expectation for all of these different things from a man, but you're not even what you expect. You understand? If you want love, you have to be love. And I think that that's what they forget. Once again, they pray to God for this man, never realizing that it requires for them to be equally yoked.
Yeah, seriously, I agree with that. But now I don't want to get on ladies' neither all the time. I think men do the same thing to a certain degree also. You know what I'm saying? I think sometimes we may look at, TNA, some tits and ass, and a pretty face, and don't, and we so much enamored by, oh, she look good, this is my type. We not checking the box that's up here. Cause, and I've been doing that a lot lately. A lot of chicks I be talking to, nah, son, and when I see it up here, and I'm attracted to you, but up here ain't right, and I'm like, all the red flags be popping off, and like, wait a minute. Shorty a little off. Fuck if the coochie may be good or she sexy. I just can't have it in my life, bro. Like, I'm too old, man. So I just can't. I'm not ready to deal with that. I don't care how pretty you is. I don't care how fat your ass is. I don't care if you the girl of my dreams. Today, this Styles today will walk away from you.
Shit, you ain't got no choice, bro.
Now, if you're not right up here, I'm not dealing with that shit, bro. I'm not dealing with that shit. But another question to piggyback off of that. So even though I say I'm not dealing with that, do you think that relationship doesn't last long anymore because we have too many options? Because I feel like we have so many options and we desire so much that relationship doesn't survive anymore because we all willing just to walk away. Like, it's so easy to walk away nowadays.
But I don't know if that's necessarily the reason, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I don't think we all have options. I think we have the illusion of options.
Okay.
Right? I think that, okay, yeah, you can jump in 100 chicks' DMs, but you're not getting 100 responses. You understand? So I think we have the illusion.
Well, the availability, you have more
But
availability
that's what I'm
now.
saying. We have the illusion of options.
Yeah, but
right? we have accessibility to more people, right? We have the potential of accessibility, but it's not a guarantee, right? So to me, it's the illusion of having options because of the fact that, think about it, before social media, yo, bro, you would see a bad chick out on the street and you'd be like, damn, like you probably wouldn't see a chick that bad for like another year, right? Now you could jump on social media and see 50 bad chicks in a day.
Yeah, but that's still, I hear what you're saying. But the more eggs you put, the more, fishing rods you throw out there, the more chances you got to catch.
But
you got to catch fish. And see, before you didn't have the chance to catch the fish like that. Now, yeah, I could throw 100 out there because I might get 2. Before, I might get 10. Before, I was only getting 1. I wasn't lucking up. So that's why I said, I think people are easier to walk away because, first of all, you get that satisfying, that gratifying feeling that I have access to go talk to Tamika, Jennifer, Kim, Susie, Sharon. You got the access. Sometimes you just having those conversations or those.
Styles, I mean, I'll take a page out your book. Like, we can't speak from our experience, right? Like, I think we talked about that not too long ago on the show, where they said most men only had sex with maybe 15 different women in their lifetime.
Yeah.
So just because it's been easy it's not like that for everybody.
It's my life.
No,
I'm not making fun of it. I'm not being cocky. My life is totally different.
But do you understand where I'm coming from? Like, I've never had an issue getting women, but it's not like that for everyone.
I guess so.
You know,
y'all let me know, fellas. Is it just me and Mo getting these ladies, or y'all get ladies out there yourself?
But that's why I say I think social media is the illusion of having options, because the truth is you could, man, you know how many dudes. Matter of fact, my daughter was telling me about a friend of hers, whatever, who caught her man cheating, and she was like, yeah, and he was on Instagram sending out DMs to women, but the worst part is none of them were responding. Like, you understand?
You shoot a shot.
So yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's the illusion of having options, but is it really options? You know what I mean? Like, you have access to more people, you can holler at more people throughout the day, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's really options, you know?
Well, in some other news, now this is some good news for me. Well, not good news, but this is me all day. They say that people that respond to text quicker are more caring. And people who do not respond to text quicker are unavailable.
Emotionally unavailable. You know, I can agree with that.
Yeah, I do agree with that.
Because I'm the type of person, bro, if you text me, or even if you call me, if I can't pick up, I'm gonna text you, yo, I can't pick up right now, hit you back. You know what I'm saying? Or if you text me, I'm gonna, I try to respond right away. And it's just, for me, it's just a consideration thing. It doesn't kill me to do it. And I can't stand people who you text. Yo, bro, if I text you and it takes you hours to text me back, don't expect me to text you anyway. I cannot stand that, bro.
I hate that. And listen, when me and my last girl broke up, it was funny. I knew it was doomsday.
He said, I knew it was
I knew it was doomsday because the text, the phone call,
The responses.
and the response was like, yeah, whatever, nigga, I hit you back whenever. It'd be the next day. I'd be like, yo, I remember I used to hit you. You hit me back in 3 seconds. I didn't even put down my phone. You pick up on the first ring. So I do believe people are unemotionally available or they just don't care. For me, even if I broke up with you, I still respond in a manner like I give a fuck. I'm not emotional about it. It's just that I give a fuck that you took the time out to hit me. Now there's times where,
Shit happens.
things happen with me.
Sometimes you type out the message, but you never press send.
Or sometimes I read it and I put it down.
And you think that you responded, but you didn't.
I just didn't respond like I'm gonna respond right back. And now it's not in my thread no more, so I don't, you know what I mean? I didn't get a chance to respond back. But what I am saying is, yeah, we gotta be a little bit different, bro. Like you gotta be caring sometimes and show people that you care. Just responding to somebody make a world of difference. It can make a world of difference in your relationship. It can make a world of difference how people view you for business. Two things I don't play with. Time, I'm always on time, most of the time. I'm a stickler for time, and I will respond back to you. I will call you back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that's respect, though.
Yeah,
bro.
it's just a sign of my respect of how I move with certain things. So, in other news, now I didn't find this shocking. I'm not married, but it must be a happy life. They said men who are married are 3 times to be more fatter than single men. And
That's if your wife cooks.
yeah, you must be happy and eating like a motherfucker. And married women are 39% to be more larger than their female counterparts.
Men have been complaining about that for years.
You know why they have? She just got fed on me,
Yeah, bro. Men have been complaining about that for years.
Well, I think there's a couple of reasons too. I think when you single, you work hard to be at your best, to look good, so you could be available for
Why
somebody.
shouldn't you be like that for your partner?
Yeah, because your partner, now you can relax. Now you can stop going to the gym 10 days a week. Now
I
you
don't
can
know,
relax.
man. Like me.
No, I agree with you. I'm just saying that's the psyche. Like, it's like anything else. Somebody get a job sometimes. They come in early. Now they've been there for 10 years. They come,
You get lazy, but
They get lazy
I don't
on it.
know, man. I do my best to keep myself up, man. And it's not even just for my partner, like even just for myself, bro. Like, like even with the gym, like sometimes I'll fall off. I don't go to the gym for 6-7 months, but I always got to go back sooner or later. Because like one time I ain't go to the gym for like 9 months, and then I walked in the bathroom and Homer Simpson stared back at me in the mirror, and I was like, "What?"
Shit. I go
All I heard
through
was
Simpson every couple of months, nigga.
All I heard was dope. I was like, "What the hell? Oh hell no!"
Yo, on some serious shit though, I'm talking to all my young men. We got to learn to control our emotions, for real, for real. This weekend I seen a video of some guy, him and his girl was walking, and a guy either looked at his girlfriend or said something to his girlfriend. He got so charged up, he turned around and shot the guy and killed him because the guy either looked at his girl or said something. I think he said something about a bathing suit or something, and he got charged up. And the crazy part is now this young man is doing life behind bars. And I go, yo, this nigga life was just snatched away from him. I think the video played about 18 seconds.
I saw it.
In 18 seconds, you got to spend the rest of your life in the jail because your emotions wasn't intact, because you got so angry. And I get it, and it's hard, right? Because it's easier for me to say that in the position that I am now, and I still think I could get there.
I don't think so, bro. Because bro, look, I'm big on respect, and I'm not with that. If I'm with my woman, I'm not with that with disrespect. But bro, under no circumstance can I justify killing a man, even if that man disrespected me and said, "Yo, your girl got a fat ass." I can't justify taking his life for that, bro.
Yeah, but
that doesn't make any sense.
So I said this too. So yeah, but sometimes
even though disrespect is a blank check and you have no control over what your ass is going to have to pay, but can I say that a man deserves to lose his life over that?
Yeah, but what I will say is, sometimes this shooting a nigga. I seen another video last week. These kids had beat the hell out of somebody. I think it was out here in the hood, like in Gateway somewhere. and they beat the hell out of these kids, and and they just kept hitting the nigga while he was on the ground, kicking him, stomping him, and I'm going to myself, yo, you got to stop. Y'all gonna kill this kid. Like, you got to stop, because I know y'all all charged up, and every nigga wanted to get their hit. It was like 8 of them. Every niggas had to get that. Yeah, I hit him too. Like, and I remember when we was growing up, we called it.
I was about to say it's an ass whooping, bro.
We said it.
It's an ass whooping.
Yeah, but
niggas got jumped. Like, I got jumped before when I was young. I'm sure you got jumped. Like,
I hear you, Mo, but we got to be careful. That kid was unconscious. It's like, yo, we got to be, yo, because guess what? And when we were growing up, there were no cameras. The reason why I saw it, because it was multiple cameras. They got the police cams all over there. They got the people like this doing this. Too many, like.
See, but in the same breath, I could say that it's like the thing that you're saying with the bully, bro. People get their ass whooped.
Mo.
And listen. I'm not talking about extreme stomping on a nigga head and all of that. That's not what I'm talking about. But people get their ass whooped. Like,
so I disagree again with that. I agree with you with the ass whooping. So there's in other countries there's a fall down or a lay down law or something like that.
That once a man fall, you ain't supposed to hit him.
You can't hit him. You go to jail. And that happened to somebody I knew, kind of, sort of. I won't say where, but they had hit somebody, and that person died, right? But they hit him while he was down, and they put that person in jail. Now he wouldn't have went to jail. He simply went to jail because they was fighting standing up. It was fine. But once the person is down or unconscious.
Yeah. But if that's the case, Styles, then people shouldn't fight at all. Because you get into a fight with somebody, you could hit them, they fall and hit their head, they could die.
No,
the chance of them dying is always there, bro.
That's fine. Actually, that was fine.
No, I understand.
I'm just talking about the rules in other countries.
Okay.
So, but once you hit the person after they fall, you go to jail. So I think, sometimes with our kids, man, we don't understand. And I'm just saying this because too many young men out here. Let me tell you something. I was shocked that somebody didn't get stabbed or shot in that video. Because when that adrenaline is pumping, and the reason why I said you gotta chill, because that was one step away for somebody going, fuck that. Or somebody going, yo, I got the hawk on me and just give it to a nigga. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I just want to tell kids, y'all gotta be mindful, bro. And listen, all these cameras, all this shit, this helping detective, everybody find y'all niggas, man. So I'm not saying you don't fight. If
I was
you
about to say,
fight,
I'd rather them fight than shoot or stab. Like,
yeah, I hear you, man. But listen, I don't know if that kid is alive today. And guess what? That's 8 people that's gonna go to jail if that nigga dead.
I understand.
I don't want these niggas to go to jail, man. No. I'm tired of seeing niggas trick themselves off the street, man. I seen all these rappers this week going to jail,
Right?
man.
Everybody going to jail.
Jail this week, like, yo, everybody getting tricked off the street, bro. Like, it just, and a lot of y'all niggas just telling yourself with this shit right here. Like,
Podcasts are y'all worst enemy.
Yeah, stay off the podcast. Yeah, just stay off that shit, bro.
Yo, man, podcast is y'all worst enemy, bro.
Stay off the shit, man. R.I.P., man, to George Foreman, man.
George Foreman,
George Foreman, man. Yo, and shout out to George Foreman too, because George Foreman did it for real, man. Like, and when I mean he did it for real, man, they said he left over like $300 million.
Foreman Grill.
Yeah, from the Foreman Grill.
Remember the Foreman Grill? The Foreman Grill.
And he was talking
shit.
about how he was broke before that.
Before the Foreman Grill.
And how he had to go back to gym, go back in the ring and fight, and then
George hit hard, bro.
Yeah, and then the
and
Foreman
he could take
Grill.
a punch.
And they said he was only making like, I think, $800 to $900 a day or some crazy, not $800. I mean $800,000 to $900,000 a month or something like that.
Off the Foreman Grill.
Off the Foreman Grill for years. Like,
no, but bro, the Foreman Grill was the shit.
Everybody had one of them.
Everybody had one.
Shout out to all the, because it's like 9 kids he got, I think. I don't know how much, but it's a bunch of, they all named George. Mm-hmm. Even a girl named Georgetta or something like that. Like, so, shout out to his family and my condolences to his family, man. Mm-hmm. And rest in peace.
R.I.P. to the great George Foreman.
Definitely a legend. Definitely a legend. Jonathan Majors and Megan Good has tied the knot, man. I'm just happy for Jonathan Majors if he happy, man. I think he had a rough couple of months.
Yeah.
And if
he pushed past it though.
He pushed past it, but it's so dope to see a woman deal with him in his circumstances.
Champion him.
Because he was in that while he was with her. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, they was fresh while that was happening. She had to show up to court.
She thugged it out with
And she
him.
thugged it out to him, yo. So I hope you thug it out with her,
And
champ.
I heard that because of their relationship, like she lost some deals as well. You know, but she still stuck it out. I respect
Yeah, I
that.
respect that, man. I respect that. I wish we could see.
Who said you can't find love in Hollywood?
Yeah, we got to find some real love out there. So I was watching this thing. It was Will Smith's manager. I don't know if he really what it said on the thing, but he was saying that he believed artists, especially in the beginning of their career, should be 50-50 between the manager and the art. And, you know, I don't know how to feel about this because I understood what he was saying.
I agree.
Yeah, I understood what he was saying because a lot of times artists that I've dealt with, bro, I've spent more money.
That's why I agree. I think
I spent more money, sometimes even more time than they spend on their own craft. And I'm telling you, I could think of countless artists that I've worked with that I literally had to go in, spend my money, spend studio time, spend rehearsals, shit. You know how many niggas I built out of jail, my nigga?
but listen,
Like with my bread, you know how many niggas I put in my crib to stay with me?
but this is why I'm saying
Babysitters.
This is why I'm saying I agree.
I had to pay me on my
This
niggas.
is why I'm saying I
Food.
agree because you got to understand. It's like
And I never got that money back.
everything in life, right? Everything in life, whether it's a job, whether it's acting, whether it's music, a job you start off $10 an hour, right? The more experience you gain, the more you get paid, right? When you talk about acting, you start a show, your first season, you get paid a certain amount. Every season, right, they pay you more. And I think now, if a manager begins managing someone who is already at a point in their career, that's different. But if it's somebody that's starting out that they're trying to make big, I think it makes sense for a manager to get an equal percentage. And as that person gets bigger, like he said, they renegotiate, and that percentage begins to lower because at first, the manager's taking a risk. You understand what I'm saying? He's really not getting anything for his time and his effort. So at the end of the day, as you get bigger in your career, then that percentage lowers. I think it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, no, trust me, man. You know, equipment I had to go. Like, there's a lot of shit I had to do, bro. Dealing with artists and niggas don't listen either, bro. Like, it's just, yeah.
I managed a few rappers, bro. Trust me, I know.
Listen, man. I don't even want to think about that. It hurts my heart. So, quick question. Do you think, just to go back to relationships real quick, do you think love is enough inside of a relationship? Do you think love is enough to go, fuck it, I'm staying in this shit for love? Do you feel like, I know I'm asking the question, but for me, I feel like it depends where the love is coming from and when it's coming in a relationship. I don't think in the beginning of a relationship, because you love somebody, that beginning love that you love somebody, to stay in somebody's shit with all their mental issues or their problems. No, I don't think love is enough for that. I think in a marriage, if y'all got things tied in together and y'all had things that y'all build together, love could be enough to keep you together, but it's to sustain it, I should say. But you're gonna need other elements to keep you together. It has to be respect. It has to be compromise. It has to be communication. I don't want to deal with a woman who just take, and I think a woman don't want to deal with a man that's just always leaning on them. You know what I'm saying? He need his rent paid. He need a car note. You gotta go to him. Go to the court with him. You gotta do all this stuff. I don't think nobody needs that. I don't think if you can't have an open conversation, just communicate and work through problems, you don't want to deal with that. I even think too, if you can't, and I say this because I'm personally, I think personally, I don't even know if I should say this, but personally, I in my life, I've seen a certain person in my life. I won't say who, but certain person in my life had told us, I married this person, not their kids. You know what I'm saying? The kids is all adults though.
Okay.
The kids are adults, and
But still,
I think you got to deal with people's families too.
yeah,
Like,
but that's still weird.
yeah, your family come with it, and I seen that person on the other side deal with their family with care and love, and that person never dealt with their family with that same amount of care and love. So I think, yeah, I think all those things make a relationship. Like we all dive in, but we don't really unpack what all a person comes with. You know what I'm saying? Liking and feeling comfortable around a person is just one spectrum of it, and loving that person is just one spectrum. But love is complex, bro. Love is just not one thing.
I mean, I don't think love is enough to sustain a relationship. I think that you can love the wrong person. I think that anything that we do, whether it's a relationship, whether it's goals we're pursuing, like our goal is to attain success at it. You understand? So just like a relationship, I think that our goal is to have a successful relationship. And I don't think that love itself guarantees a successful relationship. I think, like you said, I think there needs to be communication. I think there needs to be consideration. There needs to be reciprocation. So many other things. But in a nutshell, once again, you can have all the love in the world for the wrong person. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, all that's going to do is drain you, make you feel exhausted, and at the end of the day, might even make you bitter in the end, you know, and change you for the worse. So that whole love being an enough thing is for when we were kids. I think as we grow into adults with complex lives and responsibilities, I don't think love is enough, man. And even speaking to the situation you were talking about, where you marry a person, you say you married them and not their children. I mean, I'm in the habit of, if I love somebody, I love those that they love, right?
Love too.
And especially another thing is I love those that love them. You know, and I appreciate the people that love that person that I love. So for me, like you said, love is such a complex thing, man. And I think everybody loves differently. I think everybody has a different version of what love is in their head, and it's for us to pair ourselves up with that person whose version of love is compatible with our version.
Well, talking about love and saying love is not enough to keep a relationship. Let me ask you this question: if you was in a relationship and your significant other in that relationship decides and says, "Yo, they're not having sex with you," and they're not having sex with you for 4 to 6 months, a year, you haven't had sex with them, and that person is very adamant in not having sex for whatever reasons. It's not because of medical though. So I don't want to say it's like, oh, it's a medical
Yeah, it's
reason.
a choice.
It's just a choice. Like, nah, I don't feel like being touched. I'm not in the space. I'm not in the mental space. Now, if you go out and have sex with somebody else, do you consider that cheating, or should that person be upset with you or want to leave, even though you still come home, take care of the bills, do your responsibility as a man in the house? Should that person have an attitude with you if they find out that you was with somebody else?
I think first of all, we have no control over our feelings, right? And I think regardless of whatever, there's a level of attachment. There's a level of I don't like to use the word possession is not the right word. There's a level of connection that you have with your partner. So you cannot blame someone for being hurt, right, over the fact that you stepped out. But in the same breath, I think that there's a level of communication that should be there, right? If my partner doesn't have sex with me for 6 months, I think I'm going to communicate that, yo, look, I'm a man with needs, and I'm going to go out there. If I don't get it from you, I'm going to go out there and get it from someone else. You understand? I don't think that you should go do it behind the person's back. If you go do it behind the person's back without ever communicating, I think that's cheating. You know what I mean? And I think communication is the key. If I say, look, this is what I'm going to go do because of this, and then I go do it, you can't say I betrayed you because I made you aware.
I hear you. One, I do disagree slightly about you can't control your feelings. I think you can control your feelings. I think that's the problem. That's why we're asking the young men to control their emotions. I think you can control your feelings. And I think people are not stupid. I don't know if I have to communicate it with you. I don't disagree with you about the communication part, but some things are just self-explanatory. If you're not fucking me or having sex with me, making love to me for over a year or a year, 6, 7, 8 months, listen, if something happened on the other side of that, that's also, every action has an equal reaction. Like, that ain't stupidity. Like, people got to understand, like, other things may happen. Other things may come into play, unfortunately, because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Especially if we going in the house and I'm touching you, trying to get close to you, you pushing me off of you every time I touch you, or you like, nah, not tonight. Another night come, nah, not tonight.
So let me ask you a question. So if a man doesn't pay the bills for 6 to 9 months,
you're gonna lose that house.
Hold on. If a man doesn't spend money on his woman, take her out on dates for 6 to 9 months, do you think that gives her the right to go
out on the date?
Have another man take her out?
Yo, listen, if she goes out on the date,
without communicating it.
Yeah, if a man, he's not paying them rent, he not paying the mortgage, and you know he not paying the rent and that mortgage, guess what's gonna happen? She ain't stupid, he ain't stupid. They're gonna lose everything. They're gonna have to get out, be put on the street, and things are gonna happen, things are gonna collapse. Yes, I think.
No, but what if she starts paying it? What I'm saying is, does that automatically give her the right to go get money from another man?
I think she's gonna do what she gotta do to survive.
No, I'm asking you,
I don't give her the right. I'm not telling you, I think that other things is gonna happen if you're not doing your job. If it's not no medical shit why he fucked up, or no medical shit why she fucked up and she not doing the shit you doing, like, you know what I mean?
No, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying that, to me, you're in a relationship, you're in a committed relationship. If that person is holding out on you, you have the right to say, yo, look, man, I'm a man with needs, and if this continues, this is what's going to happen.
I got a better question, though. Why stay?
That's good, because love is enough.
Yeah, I guess so. I love her, so I'm going to stay with her. She not giving me no coochie, so I'm going to stay still. Or you might stay for the kids, or you might stay because you got property. It might be easier.
You got a lot of things invested. Like, when you with a person for years, man, it's not that easy. Well, it is easy to walk away, but at the end of the day, like I said, you might have a lot invested. You may lose more by leaving.
It could be true.
Could be
true. Well, look, ladies and gentlemen, that's another episode of
Brooklyn Bars Radio. Thank you for tuning in.
Shout out to the Woodstack.
Wood stays 8.
Word the mother.
Shout out to Swizzle. Sino in the house.
Shanice somewhere. I don't know. I don't see her black ass.
Shanice.
She in here. And Brooklyn.
We out.
We out.